All right, it is Media Day, 8-6A. We are talking with Arlington Lamar Head Coach Billy Skinner. Coach, first year last year probably didn't go the way you had hoped, but did you see signs of improvement, something that you can work on during the spring and during the summer months to, go for that playoff spot in 2022?
No doubt about it. We were right there in quite a few games. Our last two games of the year, we went in double and triple overtime. So, and against really, really good opponents, really well-coached teams. We knew that an off season is one of those things that can help you get over that hump of those close games. And so really proud of how our guys competed last year. Really, really excited to see our guys compete this year and kind of maybe have a little bit more of a winning edge after having a full off season.
How was it for you personally? I mean, you're used to being in there in the locker room, putting on the pads, but now several years later, you got the coach's job there. How did you feel going in at your alma mater and ready to go?
Extremely grateful. I mean, the people who have come before me and with Coach Peach, having the opportunity to play for him, knowing there's a legacy here that you don't want to let down. You don't want to let anybody down that you've played with and that's come before you. So very grateful, but also extremely excited to get to work, extremely excited to work with our kids. North Arlington is a special place, and I tell anybody who will listen, we've got some of the best football kids in the state of Texas. I mean, they love this game. They love the sport. They eat, sleep, drink football. And so it's a great spot.
Now, you got yourself a 7-team district, which means you just have to pass up 3 to get in the playoffs. So if your offensive players have time to get into the plays, they're fine, which is a good thing for you. It's a roundabout way of saying you got some horses on that offensive line that will let your skill players have a little bit of time to develop the first couple of weeks and get plays off and keep their jersey clean.
No doubt.
Yeah, talk about how excited you are about having guys like Isaiah and a couple of the other guys returning.
Yeah, so, I mean, we've got, again, this is probably our more experienced group on the team, that offensive line. And as a head coach, that's the group you want to be experienced. But the great thing about all those guys like Isaiah and Teron Lucas and Jacob Zacharias, Evan Martinez, those guys are our hardest workers as well and our best leaders. So knowing that I've got those guys anchoring the offense, but also anchoring the football team, I know we're in pretty good shape. So I'm excited about those dudes.
Well, the big question for Lamar fans is who are these guys going to be protecting? Do we know who's going to be behind center this year, or is that still something that you're going to look at in the first 2 weeks of practice here?
So I actually have been researching, and I think I have like one more year of eligibility left. So I'm going to try to retire, play a little quarterback. We're going to be starting a sophomore this year, Gannon Carey, who played on our freshman team. And I mean, he's exciting to watch. He reminds me a little bit of the Johnny Manziel. He can create with his legs, but he does a great job of keeping his eyes down the field and giving his guys a chance to go and make plays. And then we've got another guy, Devin Reval, who is going to be a junior this year and just a competitor, man. He's a guy that I feel like he can come in and do some things and run the offense. So I feel really, really good about the quarterback room right now.
I was going to say, maybe that comes in as an advantage to have a 17 district, because now you have 4 non-district games to get him ready for the live ammunition coming his way and get ready for that thing. Who do you have in your non-district, and what do you hope you guys as a team get out of those 4 games?
So we've got Keller Timber Creek to start, and then we'll go to Waxahachie, and then we'll have Keller Central here, and we'll have Mesquite here. I just want to see progress from day 1 to day 2 to day 3, from game 1 to game 2 to game 3. So I know that there's going to be moments of really, really ugly, and I tell our kids there's going to be moments of really ugly, and we can't get too down, and there's going to be moments that we show absolute wonderful flashes and we can't get too high. So I want to see a team that's continuing to improve, but emotionally is not getting too high, not getting too low, not getting too caught up in success or failure.
Speaking about flashes, every team that if you want to have success needs to have a playmaker or go-to guy. Do you feel like Derek Bledsoe is that guy for you, or is that somebody else?
No question about it. This kid, man, I'm telling you, he's one of those football players I was telling you about. You know, he can line up in multiple positions. You'll see him take some snaps this year as well under center. But he's a kid that we want to find as many ways to get the ball into his hands as possible. And then, you know, we've got a young receiver coming up. He's going to be a sophomore. He's a little guy. He's about 6'4". And, you know, he can go up and go get the football. His name's Cumonte Williams. So he'll be able to alleviate a little pressure off of Bledsoe. And then we'll have guys like Linnell Cunningham who will come over from the defensive side and work a little bit of offense. So very, very excited about Derek. But we've definitely got some tools on the outside and some guys will move inside that'll let him not necessarily get spied on quite a bit.
Little guy, 6'4". You must be Yao Ming over there if you call him a little guy.
Yeah, right.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about defense since we haven't hit that yet. It seems like your strength may be in the linebacker position, but talk to me about what you have coming back and who might be dangerous for you on that side of the ball.
Yeah, so all three levels. We've got Deshaun Wells coming back on the defensive line. He's a kid that could easily play outside linebacker. He could easily be one of the best receivers on the team. He's just a twitchy athlete. Led us in sacks last year. Blocked a punt last year, was one of our best special teams players. So he'll be anchoring that defense. And then you've got Chris Johnson and Jaden Peterson playing the inside linebackers. Linnell Cunningham is a guy I was just telling you about that'll play some offense. He's going to play some safety. He's going to play some low safety. He's going to do some things where we can move him around, bring him off the edge, cover people. I'm really, really excited about our defense and just the different things that we can do with those guys.
That's awesome. And now kind of just looking at the district as a whole, many people putting that crown on Martin, but we still have to play there. They're always a hard team to get through. And then you have Grand Prairie that came out of nowhere last year to finally make the playoffs since '89. Yep. Can you see your team as one of those teams that can pop up and say, hey, you know what? Look, now we in second, we in first. This is what we do.
I see our team working their tails off every day to get better than they were the day before. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, we'll count them all up and, you know, we'll sit where we'll sit. But our big deal is we're not going to focus on too far in the future. We win the day here. And if we do that and we win enough days, good things are going to happen for the Vikings.
That's awesome. That's the way I like to end the interview, talking with some positivity. So I wish you luck throughout the season and congratulations on getting back to your alma mater and trying to get this program going.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.